Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About to go live into map number 2 of this best of 3, Nexus versus Luminosity, if you're just joining us. Nexus honestly had as good a start as you could have on that T side, but it didn't result in the end result, obviously. Yeah, it was a great start. They came out, they were reading Luminosity very well. Then Luminosity, after about that 7th round, had some change-ups, and, well, at that point, they didn't adjust accordingly. And here we go. Pistol round is live here on Cash, and they are going to be focusing on the B side of things. Char, nice pop flash from him, but he's very, very low. He finds his way to headshot, steal with the team kill. And one way or another, player's going down. Doesn't make a difference who kills him in the end, I suppose. But it is going to be a 4-on-3 as Planks finding a frag for himself. Now, they're going to get the bomb planted. It's way at the back. What a play from Planks, though. He reads that it would be that plant as they've had quite a bit of control, but Fallen now 1v1, but Planks will finish it off. Big 3K from Planks there.
Yeah, he was in great position with his teammate there to go for the trade frags, coming back in for the retake. Exactly where you wanted him to be. Just hugging his teammate, waiting for him to take the fight. As soon as he takes the fight, he comes out, and there's really no way to reset the pistol recoil or anything like that. He's already, mid-spray with the Glock, and he's able to, pick up 2 frags doing that.
And that's key to team chemistry, hugging teammates, right? You got to give your teammates plenty of hugs to have good chemistry.
Love your teammates,
right? That's fundamental.
Yeah.
Fundamental in CS here. As we do see the first round going to Nexus, so good start here. And if you guys are curious what's going on with the other stream, we got 3s Up versus Ace Gaming. Just went to overtime on map number 1, Cobblestone. That's on azubu.tv/WinOut TV. Moving into this round, we do see 3 smokes here. Are you thinking a bit of an A execute, or?
Well, one of their options is to do one of the little bit more standard ecos where they're going to throw a couple smokes towards A and try to plant inside them on the side towards connector. The other option is that they could do the same sort of smokes and throw one towards the quad area in between the door and the site and try to plant in that. But with the bomb hanging towards middle, 2 people towards A, I'd say it's probably an A execute end game here. No one really towards B. It's actually, they probably thought there was one pushed up sunroom. I don't think they actually got that read, though.
And we're going to see them just kind of camp out a middle. Finally, some smokes going down. They've boosted up Fallen, so he's actually going to provide a pop flash. I think we're going to see the type of play where they flash and go through the smoke, and that's indeed the case. Chard trying to get up in their face, but against the Tech 9, maybe not what really required to do, but 4-shot going to be playing towards the top highway. Planks at quad, and it's going to be a huge round. The Brazilians can pick it up, but as far Planks will be able to get actually a little bit more damage. Another frag as well. It's Fur 1v4, and he will go down as well.
Yeah, one of the things with that strategy coming out and going through the smokes, it's actually really good to catch people off guard because you can throw a flash directly behind the smokes. And if anybody's looking at those smokes, any of the CTs are looking at the smoke, they're going to be fully blind when you come through it. And it's an easy way to catch people off guard, especially on one of these rounds where you're at such an extreme disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. As I'm just fixing our radar real quick here, and we are going into the first rifle round, so I will be very quick about it as here we go. Not a lot of action yet. It will be 4-shot pushing up aggressively into A main. He gets traded off, though. Actually, Bolt trying to make something work from Squeak. He does spot out Planks. We do see a 4-on-4, so in theory, advantage to the T side. And we can see the equipment definitely advantageous to the T side.
If you notice something there, Bolt's running up into the door area, having his teammate in A main to get the first trade frag. He knows if his teammate gets that second frag and he opens that door, they can potentially take the A site almost instantly together. Just a little team play thing that you might not notice.
And we're actually going to see Planks. Oh my goodness, he spots them out at the boost area, but Bolt's with the flick around, and that will be the end of days for Planks. Definitely wanted a little bit more out of it, and to be fair, he didn't really get many shots fired, so I can't really blame it on the fact that he's got a P90, not the best for that kind of range, but heading towards B, and this is not a bad situation at all. If you're Nexus, you'd invite this, considering A with 1, B with 2 defenders. Drone gonna take down the first. Steel gets dropped. Incendiary to follow, and they're running out of time. Savior with another one, and now all of a sudden the advantage to the CT side is 18 seconds to try and make this work. Savior just gonna basically camp out, wait for his teammates to rotate on, or the one teammate, that's Char, but again, out of time here, and it won't even matter as the frags come into play. Char will upgrade that SMG as well.
Yeah, that was almost sort of a blind guess there, stacking towards the B bomb site. They really didn't have any information that Luminosity wasn't going to go towards A, so they just kind of put both of them towards B and said, well, they come here, we will probably win this round.
And here we go, Tech9's on 4 of the players. Steel with just a P250 in hand, and well, this is, again, great start here for Nexus on Cash, and I don't know, are you aware of whether or not, so Cash, I know, at least at the start of when it was really coming into competitive play, maybe European teams weren't as familiar as American teams. Do you know if Brazilians play it like Americans do, or how does that go about?
I'm not really sure what the scene is like in Brazil. Like I said earlier, this is my first encounter with Games Academy. I haven't even really seen much of them other than their experience in previous games. But Cash has been sort of weird. North America plays it completely differently than Europe, and in some sense, North America, it's one of the strong points for North America. Cash play in North America has been pretty strong compared to North America in comparison to EU for other maps. NA has been kind of strong on Cash. I'm not really sure if the Brazilians share in that sentiment, but considering they're getting practice here in North America, you can almost expect that they have at least some sense of what North American Cash is played like.
So again, Nexus off to a really solid start here. The T side and Luminosity going to get that AWP on a Fallen, who's a large presence-wise with that in the last map. We'll see if he can continue. Steel going to be posted up at the box in B main as they've utilized a number of smokes. And actually, we do see a boost. This is one so Drone can just peer up and over towards Sunroom. And he's not going to get too much intel for it, other than that there's no one there currently. And very spread out play here for the T's to start things off.
Yeah, one little problem with that boost is actually what ended up occurring is how they walk through the main while it's happening with the smoke there.
Right.
And the CTs aren't exactly aware of that. But now they're aware after Fallen takes the shot, but for that bit there, they could have been caught off guard.
And they're actually going to leave Fallen in checkered as Steel rotates out. So 45 seconds remaining in. Got to work some nice positional play here. Char actually peeks from vents, drops Fallen, so that's a nice frag for himself. Bolts will make his presence at Squeaky Door known. Now, he's going to execute on in. Planks, got to avoid some Molotovs here. He has dodged the flashbangs as well. Char on Catwalk gets dropped. A steal from up above gets 2. Savior climbing in and 4-shot with one of them own as well, but Drone now in a 1v2, and he is across the world. Map rather going to come up from Highway, and both players pretty much full hit points. He does have one incendiary and a kit as well. Not a surprise that he's going to utilize that towards Quad. Cold actually going to peek from the bomb site itself, and Fleur should be able to get that flank frag. Nice work from them to, again, isolate where he's coming from, and then on that angle, basically kind of pinching him in underneath the catwalk.
Yeah, what Fur did there, it's extremely hard to expect that. You basically would never expect something like that to happen. Fur was in a great position to make it happen, and making that play it's basically securing the round. Once his teammates spotted, Fur is going to come in. There's almost no chance that Drone will be in there.
Let's see Cold getting some nice spam actually through middle. Savior already down to 50 hit points as they are going to be on eco, and that kind of just shows how close these rounds have been. They win 4 in a row, and finally a round comes in for the Luminosity crew. And Cold's actually very, very low here, but he's going to be able to blind them. This pop flash from him as now a 3-on-4, but 4-shot does find an AK for himself. Can't get Steel, though, as Steel does find the better end of that one. Planks and Char. It looks like they're going to play this guessing game once again. Possibly stacking towards B, but no, actually, they're going to boost up in events. We can see the T side, although they are going to have Fallen plant. Look at this T side positioning.
Yeah, one interesting thing about that round, they went for the 5-person stack on a mid there. Without for the previous rounds, Luminosity hadn't been really doing any kind of fast mid play, so they definitely wanted to just go through and try to take advantage of the mid area. I feel like the mid stack's a lot better if they know that they're not going fast mid to do a boost over instead of pushing through that smoke. They could have perhaps even hit 2 people on boost, flash them over, and then push them over that way, because realistically, when you run through that mid area, that mid main area, it's extremely difficult. You usually run into problems and most of the time die.
As we're going to see some calculated aggression here, but Fur takes down 4Shot and Savior. So nice play from him as Planks finds one. Bolts trades. So 2 on 4. Not the rifle round Nexus wanted after dropping 2 rounds in a row. Back with, again, those weapons in their hands, but looks like they will have to save them. See another round. Char tries to take a frag towards Quad, but it's cold in middle, which will end his round. So Drone 1v4.
Yeah, unfortunately, Char got stuck there at sandbags. Didn't have much of a choice but to kind of wait for someone to come up and get the 1 frag. Even if he gets the 1 frag, though, it's extremely difficult for him to reposition there. And his gun was almost as good as gone, unless he could have maybe hit him. Likelihood of that's very low.
And Drone will be able to take down Steel. So, to be fair, although Drone's not hunting, any of these weapons he takes away would be great, but the same goes the other way. Drone not able to save his weapon for the next. We can see the monetary situation. Save status once again for the CT side.
Yeah, I think here the idea to go towards heavy mid, maybe counter boosting a couple. I think that might be a good play to try against them, seeing as they're not really taking any kind of fast mid aggression. Last round there was the peak, but from Nexus's perspective, they don't actually know that they didn't spot that peak, so they wouldn't.
And we're gonna see Char actually drop a smoke in middle. So he's hoping that will fend them off, as it looks like they're actually gonna flash their way through. It's Steel getting 3. Actually, I did slightly miss that, but some aggression into A main will result in a nice hat trick for Steel. And the bomb now going down at B. We got Char and Planks with 5-7 P2K on Planks, actually.
Yeah, and they're just looking to save these, save the 5-7 maybe, and just not give up the $300 and try to take out what they can, but unfortunately nothing. I think Nexus's flashbang for A main, I don't think it's working properly. That's 2 or 3 rounds in a row now. They've tried to go into A main with a pop flash behind them, and it hasn't blinded anybody in A main. I think perhaps the lineup is a little bit off.
And that is definitely something that you don't like to see, as utility is just off its mark. It could really throw that kind of calculated aggression into a bit of a bad play, as, again, obviously, a bit of a hinging point is that utility as they toss that in. Otherwise, it's basically just a telegraph, right? So, gonna dive right through the smoke here is Luminosity, already making it a forklift, and we will see Steel burned to death, and it is going to be Fur to drop very low as well, but 4Shot goes down, and it's going to be a 3-on-4 retake. Still Fallen in a nice position. Great quick scope from him as well. He wasn't even holding the angle until Savior actually came around the corner and then did land that shot. Now Drone and Char. Or rather Char goes down. Drone, love to save his weapon here once again, but building up quite a few rounds here on the T side. A nice start, but pissed around, and the ecos there after anti-ecos can build a bit of a scoreline that might be, again, a little lopsided because they got that
Yeah, pistol rounds are a little bit interesting because you build up a weird sort of economy going in. You have into the first gun round, you have either a lot of economy from the SMG kills and very few deaths, or perhaps even a kind of a busted up economy. One thing about Nexus from that last round, though, the rotation was a little bit late from B. I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication. I know it's kind of hard. The first guy who saw what happened there saw one person jump through a smoke at A, through A main. So it might be a little bit difficult. At that point, you don't want to call that they're rushing A, but at the same time, it needs to be said that probably should be.
I have to agree with you there, and in this round, not a lot of success. 4Shot does take down Fur, and Drone, he did bring this weapon in utility from the last round. And the bomb is still way back by middle. This is interesting that they just want to frag out, and they want to just hunt Drone down. He's like, can't you guys just focus on the bomb so I can kill you on your way? But won't be so. Steel, and eventually they do find his location, and 6-4 for the Luminosity crew.
Yeah, actually, why they're doing that is they stand to gain more of an economical advantage by not planting the bomb and getting all of the kills before the bomb is planted. So that's why they're opting to not plant the bomb there.
That is definitely not a bad play at all, as Char could have positioned himself inside of Z here, and He's actually not peeking out in a way that, yeah, we will see Steel head out towards Vents, but that was the only angle. He's just watching to the right side, so not really wise to the boost. Actually, Cold's going to make it up highway very quickly. Planks goes down in A, and I feel like, again, that's kind of the lack of the mid-presence. Char was trying to make something work there, but see if he can make it work on the retake. Cold and Steel, 2 frags for themselves, and Drone, yet again, last man standing.
Yeah, I feel like that round's, like, again, a bit of a miscommunication there. The guy sitting in A there had actually pretty much no idea that anyone could even be at the highway. So either his mid player didn't spot the guys coming out, or he just, didn't say it in time that they could be up towards highway. I feel like Nexus should have been a little bit more prepared for that.
Fallen. Nice and calm and collected. We'll find Drone and finish him off. And yeah, like you were stating, I feel like, again, I believe it was Char. He's holding the vent side of mid-main, so
right.
He could catch someone there, but if they boost really quickly and they just come close up white box, that's where the vision not there at all, and someone could easily just peek around white box, and again, A player is very vulnerable.
Exactly.
And moving into round 12 here, running away with things as, yeah, the first 4 rounds did go to Nexus, but actually Char finally picking things up. He had a really nice performance at the starting T side of Overpass. And it's going to be a 3-on-5, so advantage to the CTs. Bolts up in Vents. He's got his teammates in B main, and Drone. Unfortunately, the spot, if they peek a little wide, you can see his barrel there, and that's exactly what happened. Xavier now alone to the bomb site. Does have Char somewhat with him. Now he is going to be behind a smoke. Albeit a bit of an awkward one here, and you know what? If they can take down Fallen, Bolts and Steel are very low, and Char does exactly that, but Bolts refrags. Char gets dropped. 40 seconds to play with here. Bolts just slowly moving up by Generator. Combined have 20 hit points on this T side, and 4-shot. There should be no way Steel is able to make that work in 4-shot. Nice read on the situation. Knows that if one's peeking one side, they should have that trade potential. That's what you expect from their team, and yeah, tries to go for it, and 4-shot deals with it.
Yeah, he expected that one of them would cross site, seeing as they had to plant the bomb, but in that situation they tried to get a double peek in there, maybe get a frag and turn it into a 1v2 instead of going for the 2v2 in sight. What I wanted to say is that Luminosity actually picking up on the tendencies of Nexus here and starts to go out mid fast, and they were only dedicating one person towards it, or even nobody. And last round, Char just comes up with 2 amazing frags, but most of the rounds that has been the right call with the one solo player playing there. Unless he makes a huge play, the round's very hard to win from that point.
And the T is going to utilize middle here once again. Fur's actually pushed up to white box. And we're going to find out in a moment if the CTs are wise to this. As Planks playing at fence is actually a bit of an angle that could be vulnerable. Cold will be able to find Char. Planks spams down Fur. He's got no help at the moment. 4-shot. Closest one at Truck. Actually chimes in and gets 2. We do have a 2-on-2, but Xavier with 3 hit points. Can't get anything more done. At the very least, he drops Fallen to 21 hit points. So Drone, yet again, last man standing. And you can see they're not hitting B, and that's more the reason why Drone is last man standing. He's the player that's trying to rotate in to provide some sort of help, but just can't get there in time.
Yeah, Drone's playing that dedicated B site role, and with them hitting A majority of the rounds here, he's stuck in the position where his rotation's going to be the latest, so he's stuck. And Luminosity, he's actually trying to go for it.
Looks like exactly that, but can't get it done as Bolts finishes him off. And round 14 about to go live, and you have pretty much no money on the CT side.
Yeah, it's a really unfortunate situation to be in when you have no money. Luminosity still abusing mid. Again, they ran up highway that round, and it looked like Nexus had no idea it was even a possibility, and they had 3 people in A and 2 people in B, and they actually weren't even spotting highway at all. Normally you want to be spotting highway if you're playing a 3-person stack towards A. The whole idea of that is to be spotting highway.
Yeah, no, exactly, and like you suggested, like it's okay to leave locations of the map open as long as you're aware to it, and that's where we do see maybe a little bit of mistakes here from the Nexus side, but maybe there's a side action I'm not seeing. Nonetheless, Fallen find one cold again. It has been an impact fragger to say the least. Char will drop Fallen and actually gets an off for his effort. Can't get the quick scope out of bolts though, and that will be 9 rounds. And I'm actually very curious what the Nexus side is talking about moving into this 15th round here.
I'm not playing checker drone.
You're not?
I am.
I'm scouting
First
just to
smoke.
get tags. I'm scouting to get tags.
I'm gonna hold the flash. I'm just gonna sit there with the prime, man. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Flash out middle and black.
Can they come highway?
No, not right now.
I don't see anything like
Doors
that.
open.
Nice.
I need a flash to get out.
Flashing.
Smokes
See
out
anything,
middle.
Chen?
Smokes out middle.
Anything, Jenny?
No.
One
Could be
blade
highway.
door.
Could be
vent.
highway.
Broke vent.
vent.
Flash for me, bro?
Flashing.
Flashing
Vents.
myself out.
Down vents.
I'm getting out.
He's supposed to get himself
Here,
out.
oh, you want to aggro? Okay.
They
One's
molly me
still
up.
mid and one's vents.
Go 10, go
He
10, go
popped
10.
vent. He popped vent.
Door.
Yep, he prop vents. I'm going B.
Got him
Door
door,
set.
got him
Going
door.
10.
Go 10, man.
Don't peek. I got your cross. Don't peek.
Yep,
I got
yep,
your
One's
cross.
mid. He mollied.
Your mid's open. Your mid's open. Charles.
He's
Flying.
far further up, far further
Don't
up. He
peek.
doesn't know you're there, Jenny. He
Rotating,
doesn't know.
ready.
He's not peeking you.
Should be hit.
Last guy.
Let's go. Let's go
B
here.
main.
I'm coming
Stay
heaven.
loud.
Last guy. Last round. Just play the crossfire. It's last round.
Yeah, I have the cross. I have
He's
the
still
cross.
B main, I think.
When I shoot, peek.
He's checking.
tank.
Don't peek. Don't peek.
Nice.
Good job.
Round.
That's going to be that. Not a bad round at all there as Char hitting a headshot towards Vents. We saw 4-shot chiming in, and honestly, everybody, Savior getting a double as well. And the comms, again, although they're down, still pretty calm.
I think that round they had fixed those communication issues you were talking about because you can hear
Talked
them
about
asking.
middle, right?
Yeah, you can hear them asking. You heard 4-shot asking for if they could be up highway. You heard Char communicating that he's going for only body shots. You heard Planks communicating that he needs a flash to get out of his current position. He's stuck. It looks like the communication, they addressed those issues. They saw what we were seeing, and they were able to address that, which is extremely good. That's what they need to be doing right now.
Yeah, fantastic news for them, but they're going to swap onto the other side here, and Planks will be able to take down Steel. So good start. Fur is posted up. Savior's going to spot him out, though. Nice play by him to make sure he's checking his corners, as it's a bit of an off-angle. Bolts, what a shot from him onto Char from the heaven position. And Fallen is going to be shoulder-to-shoulder with Cold towards Vents here. And they actually nade down Plank. So it will turn into a 3-on-3. Although we do have Fallen very low. He's going to provide a flash. Drone will be able to take down Bolts. Cold takes down Drone, though. And even as she goes, as 4-shot does spot out a player, dropping into Checkered, and that's Cold going down. It's only Fallen. He does not have a kid, and that's going to be 4-shot, ending the round. Excellent work from them, and they've taken both pistols.
Yeah, actually, a really good play to get pushed up into Sunroom there for Luminosity. The only unfortunate part is whenever you're on pistols like that, sometimes it's actually really hard to get the frags that you want there. If you have a rifle, it's very easy to collect 1, 2, 3 even frags sitting in a position like that. But with a pistol, you need to hit a lot more precise shots, so it's a lot more difficult to do it. And you saw he didn't even collect any frags sitting in Sunroom there.
Let's see, forced up by here from the CT side, and not a big surprise as... Oh, Fur, nice tap as he takes down Drone. Pop flash allowed for him to peek in that manner, and goes for another pop flash. Fur gets another one before going down. Big plays from him as... Well, if you can get a 2-for-1 and just have that CZ75, he's going to put his team in a really nice position, and it looks like Nexus going to want to rotate off, but Cold, look at this position up over top of middle.
Yeah, this is one thing right now. They've thrown a smoke out, and Cold hasn't seen anybody. He expects that this is a fake. Right now, he's calling to his team that they're trying to fake taking middle control. Up until he sees this guy going boost. If he sees this guy going boost, he won't say that, but...
And we're actually going to see Cold on a Savior. Char looked like he thought the player could have been actually on the ground, but did get a call that he was up above and takes him down. But very damaged here is the team of Nexus as they've made it towards Vents. Steel, look at this positioning. One thing I've noticed from Luminosity is if they can, they will push up to Sunroom and they will just post up there. And
yeah, it's an
honestly,
incredible position to be in. If you're in there, you know exactly what they're doing towards the B site, and you don't actually even need a second person towards B. You can move your rotator over to mid, A, wherever you feel that there could be aggression.
yeah, they get a A lot of information early, and here we go. Char 1v3. He will go down to Fallen. So great news for the Brazilians, as they will be able to convert that round after pistol. Bad news for the Nexus guys, as yeah, they've taken both pistols, but one of them kind of has been stifled in terms of how many rounds you should, in theory, be able to get after pistol, simply because CZ75 is just doing work.
Right, exactly. One more thing about Cold there, sitting in middle like that, whenever that smoke comes through and he doesn't see anybody coming out, what I meant by him communicating to his team that he thinks it's a fake is since no one's coming out, he thinks it's a fake up until those people come out. So he's probably directing his team that they're not actually taking middle, and that can cause some problems when the teams delay like that. It's actually good by Nexus to do something like that because it keeps Luminosity guessing at the very least.
Actually, a quick play towards Checkered as Planks, he does make it on through, but it's actually Drone coming up with frags. Fallen eventually drops him, but damage already dealt. So 2 on 3. Planks in a really nice spot as well. He pushes up through CT spawn, connects with 1. Now it's 4-shot 1v2. Has an incredible amount of time to play with, then he's going to rotate out.
Yeah, he knows that they're not going to instantly believe he went straight back to A, so he's going to get the jump on them here. His hopes are, to get a plant, or at the very best, at the very least, he wants to at least get a 1v1 fighting the one person he hopes will rotate over. But Luminosity going to play it perfect. They're just going to stick together and play the trade. If he doesn't come B, they're just going to rotate A and take it as a 2-man team. Just play the trade frag. They know he's got a Tech 9, so the odds of him killing both of them before they get just him, it's so incredibly low.
And 4-shot, nice flash from Quad there. Does white screen Cold. He's going to drop an incendiary right on top of the boxes here. 4-shot actually finding a tricky angle, though, and not able to connect onto Fallen. Nice work from the CZ75 once again, and was an expensive round, but CTs are going to take it.
Yeah, although the Molly missed 4-shot there, it still forced him to go into a position where they could at least see him. Even though he wasn't burning to it, he couldn't hide behind the quad box. So while the Molly did miss, they still had the information they needed.
Exactly. Job was done nonetheless, and 11-7. Luminosity again taking the first map here, and Nexus having a pretty good time, honestly, on Cash, but now starting to run away with things. They can't convert the round soon. On their T side, and already on double digits are the Brazilians. So how do Nexus try and take it? 4-shot is up on the boost. Planks looking towards Highway, wanting to get a little bit done over there. Cold provides a flashbang, but going to stay towards Forklift and actually Steal. Getting aggressive Squeaky. Oh, sorry, not Squeaky, middle there. He goes down. We see Drone onto Fur. Fallen's still alive and well from the back of the bomb site here. He's going to go for the jumper. As of now, not connect. Wow, what a shot. He does eventually connect, and we got a 1v1. Bolt versus Drone. Critical round here as Drone really needs this. Bolt wants to continue the momentum, and Drone, such cheeky play. And Bolts, are you kidding me? Just reads that, well, you dropped a smoke, and I got a feeling it's for a reason. Just kind of starts a spray and finishes it off.
From that distance, I think he perhaps heard him drop, and then once he heard himself, he could actually hear the bullets hitting him from that point.
Right, exactly.
So he
that kind
heard
of
the bullets hitting him.
I don't like to use the phrase, but it's kind of like a fleshy noise. People are kind of like grossed out by that, but it is. That's exactly what it is. As I have hit my Windows key, and we're back. As 12-7. Such a big 1v1, but not able to make it work is Drone. And Plank's getting it dropped early here. Fur getting an aggressive pick. And that's one where, now if you can punish Fur for getting aggressive into B main, would have been fantastic, but the opposite, and advantage to the CTs.
Well, here's the thing. What Luminosity's noticing is that these guys like to play towards middle a lot, so they know that if they start pushing towards the extremities, B main, A main, maybe even door, they know that they're going to be weak there and taking 1v1 aim duels. So at that point, if they get the frag, it's basically 3-5 before. You notice that last round, seeing that 3 of them went towards mid, and you saw the same push come last round towards B main. Them noticing that. Unfortunately, it ran right into an execute, but
there we go, as 3 players left up for Nexus, and Char not able to afford armor, actually, so that got stuck for him. Bolts takes down Drone. Bolts going to be able to find one of his own, and a second one. Char maybe a little bit easier than the first one, being that he did not have armor, but 3 rounds before Luminosity could see themselves move to the next section of our brackets. And Nexus, for them, it would be their, not the tournament life. I believe we do have lower bracket, so they're not quite done and over with yet. I'm not certain who they would face off against. You'll have to wait for that information. Not all and done yet. Steel gets 2, but 2 for the T's as they actually collect a rifle out of it as well. 4-shot picking up the M4A1S, and Fallen will arrive on scene, up from heaven. Got Cold coming up from behind. Bolts. CT spawn. Try and spam through smoke, and it will be 4-shot to take down Cold, so 2v3 here, and Planks. A little bit of damage onto Fallen, but looking really solid for, I was actually thinking LG, but tagged up was Fallen, and Savior from over the top makes it work.
Wow, yeah, that's good. Sometimes you might call a rush to keep the other team honest, as they say. So if they're taking aggression, you know, they notice B main happened a couple of times, so Plank's probably thinking, well, if they're going to go aggressive on B main, you know, we're already on a light buy. Let's try to send everybody there, and if they go aggressive on it, maybe we get some frags and take a site. And that's exactly what happened. It paid off for them.
Yeah, 2 is quickly entered on in. Followed up from there on out. I'd love to be able to string these together, as if they don't, that could be the match. Yeah, we got 3,200 on 4-shot, but the rest is really broken. Oh, we will see Cold make it work through the squeaky door. Those are probably the most frustrating, as a lot of the times you're just hanging out there. You may have not even provided any feedback to the player in squeaky, and they just go for that spamming.
Yeah, we talked about on last map on Overpass how the 13th, when Luminosity had 13 rounds going to that next gun round, that was the most important round of the game. And again, it's the same situation here. This round where Luminosity up 13, if they lose this round, they're on an eco, and the game, you know, becomes within 3 or so rounds of each other, and you know, it's anybody's game at that point.
Yeah. As
If they lose the round, then, well, now it's a very terrible situation.
Certainly is. Bolts and Steel, 2v3. Smoked out his Steel, so Bolt's gonna have to wait for him here. Now, they actually are gonna rotate out. So with 20 seconds remaining, Savior actually might be able to spot one. He does. Steel takes a significant amount of damage, but peeking out wide and maybe a little hyper-aggressive after he did find them.
Yeah,
Peeking maybe one too many times. Drone gonna be playing from top highway. Bolts and Steel, though, combined, and they did not even get the bomb set. So 14-8, and the monetary situation of the T's, it is busted up.
It is grim. Unfortunately, that was Nexus's round to lose there at the end. Savior really didn't need to make the play there. Savior, as I say, just need to go into round secure mode and just hold an angle, maybe even play a one and done, get one frag, and put him in a 2v1, but it doesn't need to be peeking and going aggressive like that. It's not the way to win the round.
Ball and hitting shots. That first one was a bit of a collateral and legged more than just one. Another. It'll be Steel to clean things up in the end. 15-8. Looking like Luminosity is going to take this series 2-0, like people would have expected, to be fair. But
Yeah,
this
it's a bit
is
of
not a bad
expectation.
scoreline here for Nexus at all.
No, it's not. They've actually impressed me a lot. They've exceeded expectations, I think, in their own eyes from talking to 4-shot. But I think they've done extremely well. I think they've been extremely competitive in Luminosity, and I think honestly they could have even taken a map, you know, at things a couple of rounds.
I have to agree. Here's Fur gonna push through middle, and that's got to be a frustrating one for 4-shot. Players lurking around, but they weren't able to save his life. And Chartord Squeaky receives the rough end of the stick on that anti-side aggression. Fallen getting a little aggressive here. He finds another one though. Fallen has been so impressive with this AWP thus far, but he will eventually be traded, getting just a single kill for himself. So Planks, Drone, 2v4. Trying to keep your upper bracket life alive here. They do Molly off vent, so it will at least give them the opportunity to actually head through CT spawn. Planks takes down Cold from long distance, and this will give them the option to head towards B, but Fur peeks out, and he gets both of them. For proven that he is, well, sometimes his alias, I believe, is Fur God, and a lot of people probably think of him as so.
Yeah, definitely at the beginning of the last ESEA season. He was on fire at the beginning of the last ESEA season. He looked like one of the most incredible players in North America, and I think he still is to that effect, but maybe not to the 120 ADR that he had for the first couple of matches.
That's pretty incredible. If you keep that up, you really are a god. And I actually saw him playing over there. He plays with most of his mouse pad off of the desk, because I bumped my microphone here. Like he's got maybe this amount on the desk itself. So, and he's very comfortable, and obviously he's making it work. But that's going to be it for this best of 3. Again, Luminosity taking it 2-0, guys. So we are going to take a very short break here. I'm not actually 100% sure which match we're moving into on this stream, but you're going to find out as soon as I do, as you would like to stay tuned, or I hope so anyhow, to WinOut LAN here on Azubu.